think it is actually the Gold Forge.
Shout outs to Gold Forge.
I don't have any Gold Forge
Shout outs
colors,
to
so I
artists.
don't know.
Well, you need silver. You need the Sky Forge to get Gold Forge. So it's a little bit difficult to get Gold Forged on a lot of characters. But Doppey clearly shown he's got both Sky Forged and Gold Forged on this Ragnar.
On all the weapons too. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's got the color scheme down, and Doppey now taking advantage of the Katars right now. More known as an axe player, but you know Katars are a very strong weapon in the
popular in the
scene.
current meta.
So a pick like this, also the signature moves very, very strong in a lot of different situations. So Doppey picking this out as his axe character of choice is not actually too surprising.
Yeah,
I'd say. I just kind of wish he was playing Ulgrim, just for, you know.
Dude, I miss Doppey's Nash, not gonna lie. If we're going way back, Doppey 2016 Nash, like bring that back.
True enough.
We do see him trying to get on top of HyperHero. HyperHero was able to get some solid swings onto Doppey, keeping this relatively even. Doppey trying to get that setup for that recovery. You saw the neutral light went for the downlight, but HyperHero spot dodged through it, so Doppey was not able to get the follow-up. Doesn't need one for that. The side air will be the kill option for Doppey.
That falling side air can be a very dangerous option, especially when you are in the red. Deeper and deeper and deeper you go, the just more dangerous it gets, of course.
Oh!
The high force behind it, and the side sig just barely tapping him off on the edge, and now HyperHero going way too far off in that commitment to try to get Doppey off, but he can't get back. That little down air off on the right side is going to be all it takes for Doppey to lose his recovery options for getting back. And now it is all even up in the stocks. HyperHero landing a lot of dares right now, making it hard for Doppey to get back, and Doppey landing that neutral light to get back at HyperHero for all the damage that he just caused. Woo, just barely. Both players just avoiding those recoveries, one after the other.
Trading back and forth between the two of them. Doppey trying to stay on the main stage, trying to get above him. HyperHero getting a little bit of the better of him. Throwing out the signature. Already knows he's got Doppey in the kill percent. There's the neutral. Not going to be enough to kill Doppey. Daring out a hit stun, immediately sending him back towards the platform.
Doppey's dodges are on point right now. He's avoided quite a lot of HyperHero's attacks, getting a lot of frame-perfect dodges as well, or close to frame-perfect at the very least, avoiding the perfect timing for some of these hits. And Doppey throwing away, going for the axe is, I would assume, weapon of choice. HyperHero trying to turn things around, getting the side light startup, but is not going to find anything to follow up with. The side air from that unarmed kit going to throw Doppey just a little bit far enough away to get the spear. HyperHero turning things around.
Spot dodging. Doppey really looking for this kill option. He's thrown out a lot of neutral signatures. Tried to throw out a recovery when HyperHero was unarmed. This time goes for the gravity cancel down signature, but HyperHero's above him. Doppey really wants this kill as soon as possible. He's throwing out all the big hits that he can, and HyperHero just avoiding all of them, gets underneath with the recovery, and that is going to be HyperHero with a very small stock lead, as one hit from Doppey could be enough to kill him.
Both of those players in that one instance were looking for that kill as fast as possible. They want that opportunity for stock extension, and HyperHero is going to get a very tiny amount of that, as Doppey does take a little bit of damage on his last stock, but things are still very, very even between the two. Doppey and HyperHero keeping it just about pace to pace between each other. HyperHero finding the down air. Number 2, but he did get the wall touch. He still has a little bit of space in the neutral air. He's going to pop him up just far enough to keep himself going strong. Doppey falling, and what is that?
He didn't keep track of his jumps. He went high in the sky, thought he still had more jumps to move back to the island after he hit that down air. I almost wish he knew that he didn't have it, so he would have committed harder to that edge guard on the right side, dare into a Sair, trying to get some sort of wild hit on the HyperHero. But instead, he kind of backed off, didn't commit, and ended up falling to his death. That's going to be game 1 going the way of HyperHero. Doppey is now on tournament game with this Ragnar.
An unfortunate end to game number 1, but Doppey can bring things back. Still a very capable player to do so, and HyperHero isn't going to make it easy for him. That spear play, the spacing is force to be reckoned with, and Doppey now trying to deal with it, using the Katars, getting those diagonal angles that Spear may have a little bit of difficult. Ooh, very nice stream. The weapon throw, finishing things right off. A huge play from the beginning, only taking really one hit from that Spear play. And HyperHero now has a very large gap to make back up here. Doppey doing such a fantastic job kicking game number 2 off right.
Doppey with a massively knows that he kind of threw away game 1, so he's going to come in and take out the trash in game 2. Ooh, really trying to get on top of HyperHero. Gets the
HyperHero out.
Doppey's calling him out, man. I'm not saying anything. Catches the dodge again with the neutral signature. Falling there. Bumps his head, but he's able to get back up. Has the jumps, and HyperHero with the nair sends him higher. Neutral light sends HyperHero over to the right side. But we're just at a neutral game between the two, and Doppey is a stock ahead of HyperHero.
That was a very risky neutral air. I don't know what he was thinking when he went for that off on the left.
He wanted the spike, the fast fall nair to follow up afterwards, but he went a little bit farther after hitting that nair, so he couldn't quite continue that pressure.
HyperHero now with the spear play, trying to get those down airs, but the down stick from Doppey, gravity cancel, is going to push HyperHero way off onto the side, and Doppey still in his first stock, of course, having had so much room to work with. Doppey looking for perhaps a signature recovery. HyperHero finding a combo though, and that is going to push Doppey off onto the side. He is very low, and still not quite keeping track of his jumps.
Well, that time he was waiting for the dodge. You saw him at the very end dodge up, but he just didn't get the dodge in time. HyperHero just did a really good job of keeping Doppey from resetting his jumps there. Unfortunately, once you've burned all of it, you only get one more jump per hit. And so that is the only thing he had, was that one jump to get him close, and the dodge was just a little bit too late.
HyperHero slowly turning things back around, getting a lot of damage with the axe play right now. Every single hit, a very large amount of damage coming out. And that is going to be HyperHero's ticket back to even in this game, is if he can just get this chip damage. One hit here, one hit there, but that is not going to be moving too far in his favor too fast as he gets his second stock taken out. The side air, simply put, taking him out.
The dare into the neutral light from Doppey. HyperHero able to dodge out. But if Doppey can catch another dodge from HyperHero, you know it's going to be devastation. He's been doing such a good job of punishing the dodges of HyperHero. Spot dodges through the side signature, not able to get the follow-up off the neutral light though. Doppey's got to expect HyperHero to dodge out. He's dodged immediately after every single neutral light. If he can catch it, it's going to be death.
HyperHero looking for the double. It's not going to connect. Having that dodge there, Doppey is going to be able to get out. And now looking to turn things around, looking for a neutral light. Not going to connect it. And HyperHero playing this aerial spacing game on point right now. But Doppey with a weapon thrown to down air, neutral sig, and it is not going to take him out though. The recovery on the back end though is going to finish it off, and that is going to be very close game. Yeah,
that was an exhausted recovery on that end swing there, but I really like that he used the gravity cancel. That spot dodge has iframes on it, and that's how he got through the spear toss, led to that neutral signature. But this is that first kill, that huge early lead. You can see in the top right how much health he had above HyperHero going into that, but we are going right on into game 3. No more Twilight Grove. It's gonna be Mammoth.
Last game here between the two. Whoever takes this is moving on. The other person is dropping out. This is it for both of these players, depending on who takes the fall right now today. Nice. Doppey looking for a little bit of offstage pressure, trying to get the gravity cancel down sigs, trying to take a page out of Wilson's book at least, and really throw those down sigs off while his opponent's off stage. HyperHero trying to keep the spacing in tow, getting a lot of good damage from those neutral lights and the side airs.
Trading back and forth between the two. Doppey had that early pressure on the right side, unfortunately wasn't able to capitalize off of it. But now we're seeing HyperHero with the stage control, goes for the wild down sig, and Doppey's able to get a small punish before getting sent off the stage. Back up onto the stage, we've got axes in both hands. You're hearing the swings, but no connection. Unfortunately, they are just swinging for the fences. Still swings and misses on both sides. Lots of it because Doppey is just trying to space out HyperHero. Finally hits the neutral light onto HyperHero. Swaps back to the guitars. He's like, all right, I've missed enough axe swings. Let me go for something that if I'm stacked, I will likely get the hit. But he throws out the recovery high. Burned a lot of utility in the sky, and I'm surprised HyperHero didn't try to capitalize.
Well, he doesn't need to really chase him down that high. One way or another, Doppey does have to come back down to earth, and that is where he can take his advantage, because he could have burned his dodge there, and then there's no way for him to get back down to the ground. But HyperHero
comes out,
chasing down very low. Doppey playing a very dangerous game. He always seems to go very far down below the stage in a very risky manner. Doppey now picking up that guitar play. HyperHero still looking at that spacing, looking for the side airs. He's got Doppey very deep in the red, and finding one side air could be all he needs to take this first stock off of Doppey.
Nice. Side sig will connect onto HyperHero. He's off stage. Doppey gets caught by the weapon toss, so he's not able to finish the stock, and HyperHero gets back up. He's looking for the haymakers. He's looking for the recoveries. Not able to get the hit. It's going to be the unarmed side air that gives him the first kill over Doppey. That's going to be a slight stock lead for HyperHero.
A good option from Doppey, though, to throw out the gravity cancel side sig. If HyperHero, I mean, we could go into what ifs all day, but if he didn't have his dodge there, that was a certain kill. And that momentum that he negated with the gravity cancel is what would have allowed him to take that kill. Nice throw from Doppey to secure the kill off the bottom as well, evening things up to a perfect amount. Both fresh stocks right now. Doppey picking up these guitars with a little bit more of a lead right now as he just continues this damage extension. And the nice damage coming out, and HyperHero really not able to do anything right now.
Doppey doing a really good job of denying weapons from HyperHero and getting a hit after each one. He picks up the weapon, goes axe sidelight into the nair, into a ground pound, whiffs the ground pound, picks up the other weapon, goes to the guitars. That's just been the Doppey string, but now HyperHero has an axe in hand, and it's on Doppey to get on top of HyperHero with these guitars. Nice spot dodge through the downlight. Fireball, he charged it up, but HyperHero punishes.
He also slid forward a little bit and a mini slide charge down sig, and I think that put him right in the range of HyperHero's axe. Now chasing off stage, a very dangerous position for him to be in. We've seen him lose his way off stage more times than one, but that actually went pretty well for Doppey, all things considered. He got the hit onto HyperHero, threw him off towards the kill zone, and that is the recovery taking HyperHero off the top, putting him into his last stock. Now this is his tournament stock. Doppey in the red, though. This is going to be HyperHero's Sig Define. He doesn't, and Doppey misses his punish opportunity.
He gets the follow-up downlight. He missed that neutral light, but he was still able to downlight in time. HyperHero not able to punish the whiff, and so Doppey gets away with that one. He's going to try to widen this gap before he loses the second stock, as one good swing from HyperHero could be enough to even up the stocks. Doppey trying to get in on top of him with these guitars again. HyperHero playing very vertical. Lots of jumps. 1, 2 jumps in the sky. Doppey trying to get on him, but he spot dodges into the neutral sig. And that's going to be HyperHero evening up the stocks and just dancing in the middle, as there's no weapon to really deny the pickup of. Doppey just denying himself that guitars. Didn't want it. Wants the axe for the mirror.
HyperHero playing a little bit of a dash dancing game on the ground right now, trying to
3 nairs.
Play the spacing around. Both Doppey and HyperHero doing the dash dance game now, looking for a little bit of spacing options as they use this axe, and both players throwing out a lot of aerials. HyperHero trying to play the delayed, looking for the option, the read option, and there's the recovery turnaround from Doppey. Sidelight, the damage is perfectly even right now. Side air, pushing HyperHero off onto the side.
Goes for the ground pound. HyperHero with the turnaround. No, can't get the down air. Neutral light. Doppey running out of utility. He can dare back to the platform. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to be going for. We're back to a neutral game, but that was a risky play from Doppey. Goes for the dare approach. Got in, but couldn't get the follow-up. HyperHero just really good dodge outs.
Good recovery from Doppey. The weapon throw, denying the weapon from HyperHero, and that is going to be another guitars looking for the recovery, trying to find him as he picks up the weapon, but it is not going to work out. HyperHero does have the spear. That has been his most successful weapon so far against Doppey in terms of taking advantage of the spacing that comes with it, and now HyperHero picking up the axe. This is all he needs in order to find a kill option off on Doppey. A side air recovery or a ground pound could do it. A signature move as well. Doppey taking the side air, but still not going down. The ground pound not going to come out from HyperHero as he just plays a very safe game. He doesn't want to risk it against Doppey's guitars. A recovery could catch him off if he tries to go for the recovery. Goes up the top, and HyperHero goes down.
Last stock goes the way of Doppey. That was an incredibly close final stock. As you can see, is a 61 damage difference